It just came out. I've been complaining about tanks all season. Let's see where they're going with this. Director's take, talking tanks and upcoming hero balance changes. Okay. Hey everyone, it's been a bit since our last Director's Take. We've missed a few of these in the recent months. Sorry for the gap. Speaking to all of you will continue to be a priority for the team. Let's talk about tanks. Let me rephrase that. A lot of you are talking about tanks. Real. I think they're too strong right now. I think tanks are unkillable right now. Let's see what they say. I'd like to contribute from a developer point of view. We've heard from players that the tank role is in a tough spot right now and has been since Season 8 ended, and we agree. True. That's not to say we were in a perfect spot before Season 9, but the problem now is that most of them just don't feel as tanky as they should. Whoa, 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 whoa. They all feel too goddamn tanky, in my opinion. Many times, both support heroes need to focus solely on the tank just to keep them alive. No. In this scenario, both the tank and supports can feel like they have limited options in their gameplay, as they are essentially tied to each other. Maybe it's just my opinion. I don't feel that way, but let's see. Our internal stats show this as well. Okay, we've come up with a new metric since Season 9 that we simply call tankiness. It's roughly the number of deaths a hero experiences compared to how many deaths they ought to experience. I wonder how they get how many deaths they ought to experience. That's what I question. There are a lot of stats that go into determining what an expected death is. Okay, I'm not able to go into that level of detail here. There's probably way too many, so giving them the, benefit of doubt, I'm with them there. The point is that your experience and our data are aligned. Maybe it's just tanks that feel that way, bro. I as a DPS player, it is impossible to just kill a tank, bro. Like, I should never be able to 1v1 a tank, let's be real. But the fact that I can pump 6-7 headshots into a Zarya and she still be at over half health is nuts and absurd. Like, there's just no reason to shoot a tank right now, unless you're building ult charge. And even then, 30% less headshot damage is crazy. But I'm going on a rant. Let's get back into it. Since Season 9, almost all heroes in the game have become less tanky. Huh? Since Season 9, almost all heroes in the game have become less tanky. Bro, what are they talking about? Everyone got more health. Tanks are tankier now, since last season. This isn't all unintended. Bro, they are way more tanky now, based on the fact alone that they got more health. One of the issues we were addressing at the time was the sheer amount of burst damage and healing available. Yeah, that's fair. There was way too much burst damage and healing. But the health changes changed all of that. What? I gotta read this again. Since Season 9, almost all heroes in the game have become less tanky. That's just false. It's simply just false. Since Season 9, almost all heroes in the game have become more tanky based on the fact alone that they have more health. More health equals more tankiness. Everyone's doing less damage now. Everyone got nerfs across the board, especially because they removed a lot of the one-shots and one-shot combos in the game. What are these devs smoking? Let's get back into it. However, most tanks, excluding Ball, who's roughly the same, moved a lot further than heroes in other roles. Recent changes like the headshot damage reduction on tanks had some effects on this, but it's still under where we'd like to be. Nah. Dude, I might be quitting this game. It's still under where we'd like to be. Bro, you cannot kill a tank right now. So I keep looking over at my OBS. I need to look at the camera, bro. I need to look at you guys. Am I just delusional? DPS players, comment down below, bro. It is just impossible to kill tanks unless I'm playing Pharah. Pharah feels like the only person there I can do decent damage to a tank on. Like, it's ridiculous. It's to the point where I just don't even shoot tanks anymore. There's no point unless I'm playing Pharah. We'd still like many of the game-wide changes that were implemented over the last few seasons. The projectile size increase, the headshot damage and knockback reduction on tanks, and the passive health regeneration on all heroes. This one was dub. I don't think knockback reduction on tanks, they really need that. There's just no point in even booping tanks anymore as well. However, what we're currently discussing is whether the path forward from here should be centered around broad systemic changes or per hero changes. Well, let's make a broad systemic change to revert the headshot damage on tanks, and I think we'd be in a good spot. With the armor changes were good. They were great. But I need to turn off my OBS. I keep looking over here. Headshot damage is just crazy. We're discussing limited versions of the former, okay. For instance, we're looking at reduced versions of the damage roll passive. yeah, let's nerf it again. However, we'd like to do more of the latter. Individual buffs or nerfs to heroes that can have a dramatic impact on their effectiveness. This is probably what they need to do, compared to a broad change that targets all heroes or a roll. That's just what they need to do for better balance. Nobody likes roll passives and such. Yeah. Additionally, it further reinforces the differences between heroes. For example, for one of the reasons Reinhardt ought to feel tanky is through his shield, and he does feel tanky through his shield. Really hard to burn through, unless you have like a BAP window. How does this relate to tanks? We're putting together a patch that is targeted at increasing the tankiness of many heroes, but we're doing it through individual changes to each of them. Okay. Ideally, these changes would build on a hero's fantasy. Increasing the health of Reinhardt's shield is a good example. Guys, maybe I am just need to be in a psych ward. I'm delusional. I think Ryan's fine. I think Ryan's in a fine spot right now. I think all tanks are in a fine spot right now. Maybe I'm smoking crack. Of accomplishing both of those. Maybe, bro. I don't know. This is a priority for our balance team, and right now we're targeting either mid-season 11 or season 12. We'll have more details on some of the changes to expect and more concrete timing soon. This touches on some discussions we've been having about balance philosophy in general. Balance in the game is very nuanced, yeah, and doesn't just depend on the total power rate, level, or win rate of a hero. Glad they admit that. Look at pick rate, skill tier, region, and platform, not to mention a myriad of other individual stats like the amount of damage, deaths, and kills heroes have. On top of stats, designing goals and community perception also guide our decisions. Some of the recent metas have brought into question the different ways we look at balancing heroes that could be considered niche. Heroes community is okay with having both a high win rate and a high pick rate. Well, Reinhardt hits a 60% win rate, which is considered very high. That is extremely high, and is played often. There are a few complaints. When a hero like Roadhog does this, he recently topped out at 54%. The community reacts differently. Yeah, there are heroes community deems more fair, at least less frustrating than others. The mechanics of some heroes, especially at high levels of play. Let me close out of this. Okay, some heroes, especially at really high levels of play, require us to pay more attention to them. We still want every hero to be competitively viable. Just that this will never happen, guys. With 40 some heroes in the game, you can't have every single hero viable in the game. It's just what it is. There'll be times when some heroes are viable and they're not. And we love that some of our heroes can be the right situational pick, but we think it's healthier for the game for us to proactively and in a more timely manner manage certain heroes and prevent them from dominating. Oh wait, let me reread that. My ADHD I couldn't focus. And we love that some heroes can be in the right situational pick, but we think it's healthier for the game for us to proactively and in a more timely manner manage certain heroes and prevent them from dominating. Okay. In that vein, where's the balance in the first few days of Season 11? On the tank side, there's no standout winner with D.Va, Sigma, Winston, Junker Queen, Reinhardt, and Zarya in the upper half. Their win rates are between 50 to 55%. Pharah almost has a 60% win rate. Holy crap. Let's get back to this, though. D.Va, in specific, is just totally unkillable right now. Like, with her Matrix, with the headshot damage, she is just a winner. I know armor changes. She doesn't do as much damage to tanks, but that's not what she does anyway. Bad divas go D.Va and shoot at the monkey. That's a bad D.Va. A good D.Va goes peels for the team, eliminates squishies that are out of position. Like, that's what a good D.Va does. And she is way better at that now. She does even more damage to them. It's crazy. Maybe it's just from how I feel in my high masters, low GM games I play. D.Va's insanely strong right now. So is Zarya. I just think all tanks are strong, but let's go to damage. With damage, Pharah continues to excel around 58%, Reaper at 55%. Yeah, Reaper and Pharah buffs were really good. And Sojourn has dramatically fallen around 44%, which is crazy. I'm just tooting my own horn. I have like a 60-some win rate on Soj right now. She's so bad, though. Pharah tripled her pick rate, and she still has a 60% win rate. That means people who weren't playing Pharah, the majority weren't playing Pharah, and she still has an insane 58 win rate. That's crazy. I'm glad they showed some love to May. Same with Reaper. Reaper was terrible for this season. I'm glad with that. Pharah is crazy. I'm surprised she didn't get nerfed. Supports are relatively stable, with Lari being the biggest mover, rising a few percentage points to 55%. That's it for this week. We should have another director's take out in a few weeks. Excuse me. Should have another director's take out in a few weeks' time. Until then, have an amazing season 11, and let's make a great game. Yeah, let's make a great game. We're not doing that by buffing tanks even more. Guys, am I just delusional? Tanks are absolutely busted. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know where to leave this with you guys. This is really scaring me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this video out before I even go to work today. I need to make a thumbnail right after this. Just my closing thoughts. I don't know why they're buffing tanks when tanks are already broken. I'm glad they touched on Pharah excelling. They didn't say that they're not gonna nerf Pharah, which is, I guess, fine. We're just gonna have to play with her for 2 months. Yeah, bro. Like, what did they say? What was it? This is just the most delusional statement. Like, without me, maybe I'm being delusional, but since season 9, almost all heroes in the game have become less tanky. How? I'm going back to this one last time before I end the video. Just how, guys? How? Like, everyone has more health. Almost everyone's doing less damage besides Pharah, and now Reaper with the recent buffs to squishies, or where he does more damage against squishies because of the tighter spread. Like, everyone's doing less damage. Sojourn, who's like one of the best DPS, got really hard nerfed this season and is shooting water gun. Like, she just shoots a water gun. Like, she just pss, 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 pss. I do 150 damage to the head if I'm full charged. And even then, someone's always got like overshield from Brig or Queen Shout or whatever. Like, oh man, this patch and this director's tank, this is scaring me, guys. Like, as a DPS player, this is becoming more of a MOBA and less of a shooter with this post right here, and I just don't like that. Like, Overwatch is an FPS first, but it's an FPS with many different, like, it's an FPS with heavy MOBA influences. But if we're hitting shots and we're not getting rewarded for hitting shots, just how am I gonna have fun? Just ask any hit scan player. The only viable hit scan right now is Cast, because you can have that 2-tap breakpoint if you get the 2 headshots quick enough. Like, I don't know, man. This is cooked. I'm scared for this upcoming season. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I'm gonna end it on a happy note, or let's end it on a happy note though. The devs have shown they'll revert things, but maybe most of the community feels like tanks should still be tankier. I don't know. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts, dude. Yeah, this is cooked. I'm gonna leave you on one last note, guys. Since season 9, almost all heroes in the game have become less tanky. I just want that. That is direct quote from our developers. I'm scared, but y'all have a great rest of your day. See ya.